Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome one of our distinguished exhibitors for this project presentation, the Windmills Real Estate Valuation Services. Windmills is a multiple award-winning consulting firm in Dubai, UAE, providing asset valuation services as per international valuation standards governed by RICS and RERA. The team has valued 21,000 plus properties with market value of 80.45 plus billion for 900 plus clients across UAE, GCC, and internationally. Now, I would like to call on and introduce our guest for today, the Managing Director of Windmills Real Estate Valuation Services. Let us all welcome Mr. Bilal Muti. Mr. Bilal?
Good afternoon. Thank you very much, Karen, for a very generous introduction. Thank you very much. Shall I start now?
Yes, please.
Very good. Thank you. All right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, or maybe other times, so good morning or good evenings, wherever you are. My name is Bilal Moti, and I'm the owner and the CEO of Windmills Valuation Services, which is based in the United Arab Emirates at this point in time. I'll take you through to some of the things that we do and how well we do it. So please bear with me. If you have any questions and answers, you can always share with me at any point in time. Okay, so there are some important questions that you might have in your mind, like what is Windmills all about? Do we assure international best practices to our clients? Who are our clients? What is basically the team composed of, and what kind of expertise that the team have? What kind of valuation projects that we have managed? And in the end, perhaps the most important question is to what do we do different, better than the other valuation firms in this region? So I'll cover that. Let's start from the first question, which is what is Windmills all about? Okay, this is perhaps the most important slide for me, where I say, hey, the four strongest pillars of Windmills Valuation Services are ethics, result-focused approach, the service standards and the quality at the international level, and of course, value to our clients. These are the four pillars on which the building of Windmills is actually pillared. What are our primary services? We started about 4 years ago, predominantly as a real estate valuation services provider in the UAE. Thanks to the market traction, thanks to our clients' trust, thanks to our very hardworking and dedicated staff members, we have been able to deliver it very, very successfully. We've also graduated from there by way of introducing industrial valuations like machinery and equipment valuations more specifically, and companies and business valuations, as well as the equipment like automobiles valuations as well. In addition to that, we also have long-term extensive expertise towards providing the value-added strategic advisory services to our clients, whether they are project feasibilities, whether they are highest and best use analyses, whether it's a turnaround requirements for advisory. I think Windmills is a professional house for that. But let's talk about the core, the real core business, and that is real estate valuation services. So we value residential assets, properties, we value commercial properties, we value industrial properties, and we also value trading properties. Now, as far as the residential and commercial are concerned, I think it's simple as the name indicates. We're talking about lands, villas, apartments, offices, buildings, towers, etc. But when it comes to industrial and trading properties, we value labor camps, warehouses, factories. On the trading property side, we value hotels, malls, schools, universities. Any real estate-oriented business is something that we have expertise of for as far as the valuations are concerned. Okay, so a little bit more spotlight on what are the strategic advisory services that we provide. As I named a few already, when it comes to feasibility analysis, the business planning, the master planning for the large projects, the highest and best studies. We are generating very high quality, regular market research reports to our clients as well. And the various different areas and tangents of consulting business, whether they are related to the business or financial strategy or risk analysis or operations management or overall management, Windmills is very confident to deliver a high quality service to our clients. Okay, are we market recognized? The answer is yes, in a big way. We are very thankful to Dubai Land Department and RERA, our regulatory agencies and authorities, for not only guiding us towards the best regulations in the market, but also honoring us and recognizing us as one of the top 7 valuation firms in the UAE, in Dubai especially, and which is also on the basis of the whole country. So that happened. The honorable accolade was given to us by His Excellency Mr. Marwan Ghalita in February this year, and we are very, very proud of that. Apart from the regulatory authorities support and honoring to us, we are also very well recognized by various awards by the market. Again, apex authorities like MEED, Dubai Economy, etc., etc. Multiple number of times in the last 4 years. In the categories of the best professional services company, in the categories of the highest customer focus, in the categories of innovation in our business and services, and other operation activities. Okay, the latest one is from the Gulf Capital SME Awards, patronaged with MEED. We have again been shortlisted on the 3 important tangents for this year, for the micro business of the year, the customer focus of the year, and people and culture, the organization of the company of the year. We are also nominated as the finalist, and we are very keen to basically win these awards as well. Okay, one of the most important initiatives that we have taken recently over the last 1 year is to provide, or is to seek to provide, international valuation solutions to our clients. Of course, in a short run, you can't open up your offices and branches everywhere. But what we have done is providing a smart solutions with like-minded, top-tier, carefully chosen partners around the world in 9 countries. So we are in a much better position now to provide valuation solutions internationally to our clients in the UAE and GCC. Okay, do we assure international best practices to our clients? Do we practice international valuation standards at all times? And the answer is big yes. We are ISO certified company on the compliance and customer satisfaction. A number of our members are RICS qualified, so they are the member of RICS and also registered as a valuer there. And RICS is basically an international governing body for various real estate disciplines of practices, and one of them is valuations. And for your information, RICS means Royal Institution of Chartered Surveyors, a very highly professional authority and body which promotes international valuation standards across the whole world. And we are very proud on an individual level to be the member of that organization. In addition to RICS governance and guidance to us on international valuation standards, we are also very happy to share with you that Windmills is licensed and registered with Dubai Land Department and RERA, and RERA stands for Real Estate Regulatory Agency of Dubai, whereby a number of, not only the company level, but a number of our valuers are also registered as a qualified member with RERA. Okay. Apart from this, of course, a professional company would always adopt, and apply all those assurances by way of practical policies and procedures. And likewise, the Windmills has also applied sufficient level of controls, processes, and policies, which doesn't only ensure the transparency of valuations, the objectivity, the consistency, but also to ensure that there is no room for any potential or existing conflict of interest in the way we do our business. Thanks to RICS has given us a very high quality rating about a couple of years ago. to, and this is done on the personal level, so it's done to me, and I'm very, as a valuer, and I'm very thankful to RICS for that. We have been opportune and privileged to provide our advice to the esteemed Dubai Land Department and RERA off and on for helping to improve the valuation practices in the UAE. And like many other ways, RERA has very kindly, explicitly appreciated our advisory services to them as well. So who are our clients? I mean, our clients are our pride, and we are very, very happy to share with you that we have got quite a high level of trust, confidence, and motivation by our top-notch clients in the UAE. And they are all the flagship banks, more specifically about 18 banks that we work for in the UAE. But not only that, but among the financial institutions, we are privileged to value for top-notch insurance companies and other financial institutions as well. Our corporate client side is equally shining. I mean, we have been able to value for more than 300 corporate clients, which are, again, our pride, the blue chip, top tier corporate clients of this world, whether they are government authorities or family groups or large public sector organizations or small to medium to large corporate clients. We are very, very happy to share that they have used our services, and we are very happy to assist them in the past and in the future as well. What is Windmills team all about? I mean, well, this is a little bit of an information about me. Perhaps it's not necessary, but my background is banking for 25 years and managing the valuation firms in this region for the last 9 to 10 years already. I'm a chartered valuer by RICS, and also have some more reasonable qualifications in my background. And the idea is to not only try and bring Windmills to the highest level of standards in terms of service provision to our clients, but also to ensure that we contribute positively to our team members, the employees that work for Windmills, but also to the society and the markets overall. Windmills is backed up by a very senior and a capable team, whether it's operations or valuations management or business development management. And most of the team members are very highly qualified, experienced for more than 10 years, and they are dedicated to develop the company to the highest level possible. This is a little bit of an information about all the management team members, and I would like to flip it fast. Again, it's more or less now a 20 staff members oriented company, and it's fast growing. And we would like to well, we foresee that in the next year, our staff strength is going to increase by 50% and double in the coming 2 years. What is the valuation experience of our team? As I said, it's a very highly experienced and a capable team. We have done the valuations, all of us together, valuations of many different kinds of properties in 8 countries, not only in the region, but also internationally. We are very proud to have completed about 23,000 valuations already for more than 19 different types of real estate properties. We've also valued in our previous careers, but now we assemble all the experience with us of having valued more than 17,000 of machinery and equipment for our clients in 8 countries. As far as our real estate valuation experience is concerned, we're talking about 6,000 valuations done by Windmills members so far for more than 50 billion dirhams of market value. So what Windmills has to offer is a highly proven and quality standards of services to our clients. Are we concentrated on doing valuations in certain areas of the UAE, or we have expertise everywhere? Well, I'm very glad to report to you that we have valued about 16 different kinds of only real estate properties across the 60 towns in all the 7 emirates in the UAE. Literally from the top of Ras Al Khaimah to the south of Al Ain, the east of the country from Fujairah to the west, we have done valuations of all sorts. And again, valuations is a very interesting science. The more properties, different types of properties you value, the insight on the valuations, gets more and more magnified. And we're happy to say that, hey, across all the spectrum of residential, commercial, and industrial and business valuations, we have done many, many such properties. Our industrial valuation experience, and more specifically the mechanical machines and equipment valuations, also no less. We have experience of valuing hundreds of such factories from the real estate point of view, but also from the machine and equipment point of view across various segments in the region. Before I go into what kind of valuations projects we have undertaken, I just want to take you and share with you some knowledge and experience and education about what is valuation all about, how do we do valuations, and what are the international valuation standards all about. Well, valuation basically is an opinion whereby you are, as a valuer, you are supposed to derive the market value of the property independently on arm's length basis, whereby you realize that an average buyer, what would an average buyer pay to an average seller about a particular property? After having done a proper marketing of that property in the market, so we derive the knowledge, analyzed decision from the buyer. So that's the valuation is all about. And the valuations are done in many jurisdictions in the local way, but internationally there is a uniform and standard code of international valuation standards that are being developed by IVSC, it's called International Valuation Standard Council, and they're promoted by large international authorities like RICS in the largest part of the world. In the UAE as well, the international body that governs the valuations is RICS, and the local body that governs the valuation is RERA in Dubai Land Department. The last thing that I want to tell you about how we do the valuations is, of course, it very much depends upon the type of the asset that we are valuing and the purpose of the valuation, which, simply speaking, determines as to what valuation approach has to be applied. So, for example, if we are talking about a basic apartment that needs to be valued, and there are many comparables available in the market for such an apartment by way of sold transactions, by way of available transactions for sale, and by way of different kinds of listings everywhere. Maybe some information from the local authorities about such transactions and comparables. On the basis of that, you determine what is the average price going on, and then you adjust, make financial adjustments to that valuation and averages by way of looking at the subject property and acknowledge and identify what are the differences in this property that you value, and you make appropriate, relevant financial adjustment to this property to arrive at the market value. That is the market approach. Of course, when the property is an income generating property and they are not standard, for example, comparable, not easily comparable to each other, then we use the income valuation approach, whereby we take into account the gross rental income that the property generates, the operating and maintenance expenses, the vacancy period, and we apply an appropriate market return rate, which is called capitalization rate, and on the net operating income, and we value the property accordingly. Of course, I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. It's a bit more complicated than this, quite more complicated than this, but this is simply the way that we value income generating properties. And the examples are commercial office towers, the examples are residential buildings, etc., etc. Of course, if there is a volatility in the streams of income and expenses for a income generating property, then we may also apply a DCF approach, whereby we look into account the cash flows for the coming 10 years and we net cash flows, and we discount them through an appropriate discount rate and terminal yield rate, and arrive at the net present value. I'm sure the accountants and the valuers are very, very familiar with such mechanisms, but this is basically for the income generating property. The other method that I want to touch upon very quickly is the profit method, which is applied on trading properties like hotels and schools, which basically are the businesses being run from a real estate property. Profit valuation method is an extended version of income approach, whereby you look at each and every segment of income, cash flows, and you also consider each and every segment of expenses that are relevant to run that business, and again use the same mechanism of applying appropriate discount rates and terminal yield rates on the cash flows in the future to come to the net present value of the property. The last approach that we could also apply to certain properties very carefully is the cost approach, which is nothing else but the price of the land and the construction costs and other development costs and the professional charges that determines the market value of the property. And these are applied very, very carefully to only those assets which do not have any secondary market, which do not have any comparable data, which does not generate income, etc., etc. So this is a little bit of the education and the orientation about what the valuations are done. We have valued many, many different kinds of properties. So the simple example would be an apartment. We have valued various different lands. We have valued villas, 5-star hotels and office buildings, commercial towers, labor accommodations, schools, large factories in the UAE and Saudi Arabia, a big commercial township and a residential township in Qatar. Some of our members have actually been engaged into advising on the master planning of large projects. We have done various highest and best user studies for our client for choosing the best purpose, the best utilization of a particular land, whether it is hotel, residential, or service apartment, or commercial towers. We have done our valuations for acquisition purposes. We have advised on the resorts, etc., etc. So this is briefly what are the different kinds of valuation assignments as well as the advisory assignments that we have undertaken over the last many years. Okay, towards the end, what do we do better than the other firms? Well, there are many different initiatives that our team has taken to ensure that we perform better than other valuation markets. I mean, our flagship initiative is to come up with valuations which are scientifically driven, which means that we apply a weighted average rating based modeling on our valuations, which not only transparently highlights whether each and every attribute of the property has been taken into account or not, but also to what extent. And we disclose all such calculations to our clients transparently. We have built expertise in the non-freehold sectors in the UAE. We provide international valuation solutions to our client. We have a same-day valuation service to our clients. We have very deep and extensive investment and financing experience, so we can appreciate how do investors take evaluations, how do a financier or a lender take evaluation, how would an end user like to appreciate evaluations, and of course, the buyers and sellers as well. As indicated earlier, we are housed to develop and share high quality market research reports to our clients regularly, and we are driving our whole process through a robust technology application at Windmills. 50% of our valuations were submitted to our clients ahead of time this year. And of course, in terms of fee structure, we are also pretty affordable. This is a snapshot of what kind of market research reports we generate to our clients. Of course, now we realize that the clients, the readers are largely not really, they're drifting away from reading thick research reports, running into a number of pages, and everything is getting a bit more online, and especially the use of electronic gadgets whereby the information passes through the stakeholders fast, and they're also accepted. So we're using various channels and media to ensure that we are able to let our clients, keep our clients abreast of what's happening in the market on a very regular basis. So that's all about us, Windmills. We are very, very happy that we are given this opportunity to speak about our value proposition to our clients. I'm thankful to IPS. I'm thankful to Ms. Karen and Suhaib and Anna for giving us this wonderful opportunity to interact with our audience. And if anybody would like to know more about us, you're very, very welcome to contact us in person. But perhaps the most important and easy way to contact us to look at our website, which is www.windmillsgroup.com. Through Windmills Group as a label, you can also find our LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter and Instagram based information as well. And yeah, any questions now or later, please feel free, and we'll be very happy to assist you at any given point in time. Thank you once again, Karen, and your colleagues.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bilal. I guess you've covered actually every details our participants needed to hear and know about the Windmills Real Estate Valuation Services. Actually, we received questions from the audience, and we'll try to cover according to our time. Shall I proceed with the first question?
Please, if it's easy.
Yes, of course you can. It's all yours. What is the difference between appraised value and market value of real estate?
Okay, well, it's interesting question. Well, appraisal appraisal is basically a representation of looking at the property and appraise it on many different tangents. An appraisal could be for valuation, an appraisal could be for technical check, an appraisal could be for determining the cost of maintenance to bring up the highest state of repair and maintenance. So the appraisal could have many. It's a bit broader and an umbrella term to appraise a property for a particular purpose. Valuation is a bit more financial, whereby you want to find out the market value of a property or a fair value of a property. And there could be some other basis as well for valuation. Could be, say, the investor's net worth value of the property, what investors think about because he knows the property or he has developed the property in a different way. It could be a cost value for insurance purposes, whereby the insurance company would like to see, God forbid, if something goes wrong with the property, then in order to redevelop this, how much does it cost? So valuation is more of a financial number-oriented mechanism, whereby appraisal could be for financial and non-financial purposes too.
I think that's more clear. Moving to our next question, Mr. Bilal, how do valuers value a property?
Okay. I tried to touch upon that question in my presentation. As said, it very much depends upon the valuation methodology and calculation. Very much depends upon, simply speaking, the type of the property that you're valuing and the purpose of the valuation. Okay, that actually determines the modus operandi of valuation calculations. So, for example, if it's the example I gave is an apartment, and apartment is being valued for secured financing purposes, then the basis that we apply for valuation is market value. And market value is done based on the market approach, which means looking at the comparable properties in the recent sold transaction book and also the available for sale listings.
So based on methodology, calculation, types, purposes, there's a lot of things you need to know about for this. But yes.
To keep it simple, the type of the properties and the purpose of valuation determines the methodology.
Type and purpose, yes. Okay, our next question. What happens if the house valuated is less than its purchase price?
That's very normal. That's very normal. I mean, the house can be valued higher than its purchase price, and the house can be valued lower than its purchase price, and the house can be valued on that, coincidentally, on the value, on the purchase price paid as well, same as that. It very much depends upon the market. It very much depends upon what an average buyer would pay to a seller on this particular property on a particular date. Now, it's definitely very much possible that I bought the house for 1,000,000 dirhams about 6 years ago. But for example, if the market has fallen down and there is a less demand for a property like this, the value is most likely to come out to be lower. But in an up-present market where the property prices are very high, and I bought it 20 years ago, for example, or 10 years ago, and I bought it for 1,000,000, but the market has gone so very well. Everybody wants to invest in that particular neighborhood, in this particular kind of property. And then there are many buyers who would like to pay more. They don't mind paying 5% more and 10% more. And the value is coming out to be higher than the original purchase price. So that's very, very normal. It's a function of the market. It's determined by the demand and supply, the market value, especially if you apply the market-based valuation approach for such a property.
All right. Since I think our time is up, but for further questions from the audience, we'll be sending it via emails, and you can address it. And also they can go directly or visit your website for further inquiries. Yes. And before we wrap up, Mr. Bilal, do you have any final words or your advice that you can share to our audience, especially in these times of pandemic and recovery?
Sure. Thank you very much for giving me that important line. It's extremely important. Look, valuation is extremely important. And I would like to urge all the end users, all the lenders, all the investors to please take time and understand the valuation of the property they're going to engage themselves into. Whether they are buying it or financing it, please do not underestimate the value, the importance, the significance of a professional valuation done by a professional counterparty. It doesn't cost much, but the value it provides is very high. The most important thing is it gives you a much clearer vision about to invest into the property or not, and what is the right value for this. So please do not underestimate that. Valuers are your partners, valuers are your advisors, and this advisor at a very economical price can actually help you make very good and prudent financial decisions.
So really appreciating it and deep understanding of everything before moving to the business. Yes. Again, thank you so much, Mr. Bilal Muti, for that wonderful, insightful presentation. And indeed, it's our pleasure to have you in our event. So the next session, stay tuned for Investment Destination Forum, which will be featured Portugal by Swan Real Estate. Once again, thank you, Mr. Bilal Muti. Have a great day.
Thank you, Ms. Karen, for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Have a good day too.
Have a good day.